Hello, I'm AbbyX Toycat, and happy Friday, everyone! It's going to be a special stream today because I found out there is a brand new featured experience, and so far as good featured experiences go, we're like half out of the 3 that I've seriously played. I thought Soul Steel was just grindy, I thought Mob Maze was great, but then fell off and turned into grindy, and the last one I played was so bad I figured I would never do it again. But then One Block Online came out, and honestly, I like the idea of one block. Why not one block but on a server? So today we're going to play that, although I've got a backup in mind, so if the title doesn't match what we're doing right here, it means something has gone horribly wrong, because according to chat, things are not going well on the server right now. So hello everyone, I'm going to be playing some One Block Online today, in fact right here. And I want to, just a little test for my quality here. How do you like my face cam now? Look, I can wear green because there's no green screen. And how do you like my face cam now? Does it look better? Did I suddenly turn on the quality switch? Because that's, I don't need to use lights anymore, but I'd still choose to use one. Also, loading. So this is the jankiest piece of tech, I think, of any server that exists out there. And it's run by InPvP, who, when they started, were this real, like, community roots foundation. But they are a classic example of a name that got bought and that now is not used for things that are of the same quality as the name would suggest. Which I think is a sad, like, reality, but also, like, I liked the, you know, it's a fun thing, right? I like the guy who founded InPvP, so I'm glad that he got some amount of that bag. Also, good to see you, Frank Mercier from Quebec. Good to see you, Payne Alex and Arachne Cow and Joshua Lyles. And indeed, Jeff Kalin. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday night. I've got a... So I came onto this to test it would work, and I mined 10 blocks. You're going to see it in today's Q&A Saturday, because yesterday's video is going to be today's video, but it still has some little love that needs... or rather, Minecraft has some bugs that need to be fixed, and one of those bugs is apparently mining blocks on this server. So as you can see, the way this server works, as far as I can tell, is it's just a one-block map, but you're playing on the same world as everyone else. So my coordinates, I'm all the way here at 10,000. And because obviously they want to make some money, there's a menu, but the menu is really, hey, would you like to buy some things? So you can buy meow bundles, whatever that means, and gift tokens. But I want to see, I have no interest in paying for a Minecraft server. I want to see what the free experience is like. And if you want to know what it's like, watch this stream. And you can join me if you're on the same server, Oscar Taylor. So good to see you, Jessup Kane. Good to see you, Ezra Morgan. How's everyone how's everyone hanging out today? Also, you mine 30 blocks and you get a chest with some water buckets. Officially enough for me to make a sauce. So that's very, very exciting. And some saplings. So now I'm going to take this dirt block. I'm going to put it over there. And I'm going to put a sapling down. And now one day I'll be able to make myself something. Also, I have a one block mover. I can use it on a placed one block and then... Okay, so I can take this block. No, that... I just lost the dirt block forever. It's a liar. Don't trust that, by the way. Also, thank you, Jessup Kane, for becoming a channel member. Welcome to the Cool Cat Club. I hope that you enjoy your time here. Also, one block is also... Yes! I do have to say, I'm kind of, you know, I find one block to be a slightly compelling, you know, call me crazy if you want. I find one block to be kind of interesting as a game mode. So now we're going to make ourselves a cobblestone generator, right? No, we'll make ourselves an infinite source. So infinite source is really easy. We're just going to... Well, actually, we can fall off the edge without losing everything. So the way that we place blocks down is we got to go underneath and then, there we go, like that. So on a one block, usually you don't do that unless you put all your items in a chest. But now it lets me place blocks down here, which lets me, you know, break dirt and actually get it back. But also allows me to do this, which is wonderful because I would like an infinite source. Oh, I got something happened. Did you hear that? There was a noise. I hope Cool Cat, yeah, me too, Ezra. I do enjoy watching Java players play this one. Glad I can try it myself. Yeah, I'm very skeptical of any, they're called featured experiences. You have to be skeptical by default of these because they have to pay a good chunk of their revenue to Microsoft. So on top of all the things they'd usually be doing, they're also, you know, I don't know, like, it's like buying something from, like, the TikTok shop, right? Where, yeah, it might just be a really good piece of store content. But also, it might be that, oh, enchantments. Wild. I'll take them, I guess. I would actually like a chest, so now we can put our chest down. And look at that, we're going to slowly build up our island. Today, watch me as we build our island from nothing to something. Oscar Taylor says, that was creepy, you said both my first and my last name. You're not going to believe this, Oscar Taylor, from 24 Bone Daddy Was Way. But actually, I read out your username, and you're the one who's now confirmed it's your first and last name, which you probably shouldn't do if it freaks you out that it's your first and last name. But it's okay. Also, someone invited me to their island. I'll go visit your island, sure. So, teleport. That's not how you get that. Profile? Man, Discord. Okay, this is a complicated server. So there's a lot going on here. So I feel I don't want to just write it off as being microtransaction filled, because obviously, oh, that's how things are by default here. But how is this actually going to be like? So pending invites, 1. Let's see what Devon Carl's island looks like. Again, I swear to God, if it's a nothing island, I'm going to be very disappointed. Also, I've joined his island, but I'm still here, so... Not working that great, is it? So, Kat, what's your favorite... Oh, yeah, look, No. I thought I was somewhere, but I'm not. What is your favorite server? My favorite server overall is... No, vaguely CubeCraft, but I think CubeCraft is probably the best. But I do think there's a big struggle. I think a lot of marketplace teams have this, where the most successful thing to do in the short term is to, go, I only recognize children because they're profitable. And in the short term, that will pay dividends. But also, I don't know that makes it the right thing to do. So I'm going to put a crafting table down there, and we're going to make ourselves a bunch of slabs now. This is the classic maneuver, and by using slabs, now mobs won't spawn, but we can also expand our land, which is what you're going to need to have if we have a bunch of trees. Also, I just joined that person's world, and the game was like, you're here now, but literally nothing changed. These are Roblox-style slop. So, I do think that that's one of the funny consequences of the internet being so open, is because there is so much stuff, how do you know if any of it is actually of quality that makes it worth your time, or indeed, even more crucially, your attention and money, And the answer is you don't know. You have to risk things. How do you know this stream is worth your time? Will I say anything worthwhile? Maybe if you're someone who comes here for the philosophy only, maybe I exclusively talk about more simple things. Like, do you guys ever breathe oxygen and just go, man, I needed this breath? Or I'm going for a run tomorrow. So do you guys ever have this feeling where it's like, man, I'm running right now, but I wish I wasn't running. But then for some reason, you just keep on running anyway? Nothing burger. Nothing burgers, first of all, I think every burger is already a nothing burger. Also, I'm so excited to see what happens when we get to level 100. Or once we get 100 XP, I am kind of excited by that. I'm guessing we'll get a second 1 block, or that the 1 block will get upgraded. But it is actually kind of enticing. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit interested. Also, I've got 13 dirt now, which means I can start growing more trees and be less reliant on this silly little thing here. So we'll take some of these slabs and we'll grow another tree spot over here. And then another tree spot over there, I'm going to say. We don't need to fill in the space in between just yet. But now that means I'll be able to, grow a consistent number of trees. Oh, no. Okay, I've got 4 saplings. We're fine. We're not going to be running out of those anytime soon. And then we don't have to place the 4th one here, which means I can keep them away, which is wonderful. Love oxygen. Yeah, I love oxygen too, just for Lyles. No, a lot of content online goes so hard for being relatable that I think it starts to lose all actual meaning. Because the most relatable experience is one everyone has had. But if it's one everyone has had, you probably don't need someone to find it relatable with you, right? Do you guys ever wake up and you're do you ever get really tired and then you shut your eyes and then go to bed? It's probably, every human does that. I think it's if you go down the spectrum, it's I think most people wake up tired. I think you're abnormal if you don't have that. Also, money, risk, fun, inevitable, fear, excitement. Dude, good to see you again, Joseph Kane. Thank you very much for the generosity. And also, what am I meant to do about nighttime? I'm hoping at level 100, everything will just solve itself. But nope, it's just dark now. It's just dark. Also, Meadow Phase. Ooh, also, I received $2,500. Chat, they told me that Minecraft wasn't a real job, but I just made $2,500. Think about what I can do with that. I can finally, you know, I can finally buy myself that delightful new computer I've been looking at. I no longer have to deal with one that makes funny rustling noises. I'll be able to afford a controller that isn't quite as loud. No way, you sleep too? Yeah, no, you're not going to believe this. I sleep most nights even. Not even like some nights, most nights. Also, we're probably going to have to start categorizing our chest like really soon. So a good chest building would be good for that. So let's imagine where our chest building should go. Or should we even? No, I'm gonna build hyper towards progress. So I'll put the weird niche blocks in here because that's where they're gonna be going. And then I should probably build a furnace because I'm gonna want to smelt stuff at some point. Why not make that point now? Just pre-smelt, and then that also provides me some light, which will be good. So furnace goes here, coal goes in, -2, 4. And then we'll cook up some iron. Yeah, let's live a good life. A proper good life, shall we? And then we can make 14 torches, which I'll place on some random blocks. So this, torch block. Over here, torch block. We can live a good torch block life. You can get yet another flight, says Adam Sony. I booked flights yesterday, actually, if you want to hear about my extravagant flying lifestyle. I'm actually, you know, I don't know, like, oh, let's not talk about flights right now, actually. But I'm very excited about it. I am flying to the south, actually. But I've got to like plan it with other people before I can be too excited about it. Honestly, I don't know if anyone else is the same, but the moment there's another person involved in a task, my ability to get anything done with it just like falls through the ground. Like coordinating your ability with anyone else's ability is just infinitely impossible for me. But like, so there's a pizza festival tomorrow going on, right? Chat, you want to hear about my exciting life? You want to know what $2,500 is going to get me? It's going to get me pizza, most likely. You know, that's assuming that I can get this cashed out by tomorrow. Chat, I've got $4,100 now. But how do I turn these into real monies? I mean, clearly they're gonna be. They wouldn't say dollars if these weren't gonna be real currency. Otherwise, they'd say gold pieces or something. But I haven't worked that one out yet. But I'm sure I will. I'm gonna put these around just to make sure I can't be knocked off the island. I know that I can die and it's entirely fine. But also, I should be cautious anyway. Flowers around the saplings get bees. Yes, Jeff Kalin, you are onto the right move with that one. So I'll place a flower there, and then a flower over here, and now I can get bees. Yeah, that's a clever little move for me. So you can see our one block empire has grown, and because this is a server, it's not a map that I play once and then forget about and never care about again. If I want to come back on this server, if there's a reason to be back on this server, I'll forever have this island, I assume. So it's worth me building a house, right? I think so. Should we build ourselves a house, chat? I think maybe we should. So go in here and go to here and I don't actually know how we can build a house of these ingredients. I think we really do need to like up it. So what's the simplest house we could build? Probably like a chest room. And what's the simplest version of a chest room I could make? Oh, no. I'm going to put that back now. So what's the simplest version of a chest room I could make? I love the giant chest idea. But also we gotta do something different, right? I was gonna take a flight to see some friends, but $480 one way for a flight in January was insane to me, so I'm waiting till I win a scratch-off ticket. Yeah, I think what would you rather put on a $2,500 what would you put on a $2,500 pizza? Truffles? Well, also apparently I don't need bees. Apparently we've got this issue well solved already. I'm gonna test that by putting a beehive down here. I don't think this has bees in it though. I think that is just a bee hive that exists for its own reason. Okay, so Also, let's grow some sugarcane now, because this is an important one. So we're putting down the roots for like a well-built, well-put-together world, which is always exciting. But yeah, we need to have a place for... We need to have a chest room, which I'm going to say is going to go like here. Like just next to all the wood. So we're going to bridge out, and we're just going to put some, not dirt down, some cobblestone, I guess. Cobblestone's feeling valuable, but I'll get a cobblestone generator later, I can assume. So we'll just put down a wood block here, and then we'll go like 9x9 or 3x3 cobblestone. But the expensive flight thing, I really agree on that. Like, okay, I've been thinking about in general. I just watched a video about why cars are so expensive. Because it's a widely known phenomenon. Like a brand new car is a lot more expensive than it used to be. And the biggest reason that's given for this is that car manufacturers want to sell higher margin vehicles, and they all did it at the same time, so it's just accepted. But the same thing also happened with fast food. Like fast food, everyone likes to believe it went all of a sudden overnight from you can buy a burger for $1 to now, have you seen what a hash brown costs, chat? It's pricey. I saw someone complaining it was like $2.60 where they lived, but where I live it's like £1.80, which I am only 75% certain is not the same amount of money. Anyway, the interesting thing is that like a lot of things got expensive at the same time, and I think that the easiest explanation for it, because a lot of people love the K-shaped economy explanation. Really would love that to be true. Would love that to be true if I was on the good side of the K, maybe. But even also, this is probably a good chest room, I think. And then I could put like another double chest here, but I think that would get sloppy and messy. So I think just 5 chests like this, and then like a barrel in this corner maybe. And then we're going to sort these chests by what goes inside of them. So obviously we'll have a chest dedicated to just stone-like blocks. Building-ish blocks, I'm going to say. And then we'll have a chest dedicated to just farming-like blocks, because I'm sure I will need these at some point, but now is not that point. Although I do want 1 poppy to put next to my thing. And then we're going to build around this. But yeah, I think that if we're in like a K... I think the K economy thing is like a simplistic way to describe. What I think really is happening is like every individual sector has said, because we need to raise costs, but people hate raise costs, you accept that you just get fewer people. But as you get fewer people, you need to make more money per person. So every experience went like more premium at the same time, but without actually getting necessarily more premium, you know? Like a more premium flight is one that costs $480 in your case, as opposed to maybe $100. It's not that it's a 4 times better flight, it's that fewer people can take it, and that makes it more exclusive. Which I think is bad, and I think has a lot of negative effects, but I will try to keep that away from here. Enjoy my Irish! You don't need to read this, but you might anyway. Thank you, Jessup Kane, again! I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good to catch you again, also. Also, enjoy my Irish Yours, Toycat. Very avid fan of your main and your geography channel, says Jay the Geophile. I can see why Jay the Geophile, you would love my geography channel. It's perfect for you. I've got a reference in my latest... So, yeah, there's 2 Minecraft videos that I'm not sure which of them will be today's. I'm like 75% sure it'll be the Q&A. But the video that was meant to be today / yesterday has a great reference just for the geography viewers out there. You're going to love it when you hear it. You're going to be like, oh, wow, he's acknowledging us for once here. Anyway, I think HEB has pre-made cakes in the frozen section. Oh, yeah. What's a hash brown? Oh, Plume, what's a hash brown? That's a question that will get you shot in the wrong parts of the world. It's a hash brown, depending on who you ask, is either the potato slice, or it is so daisies and flowers. One of these I forgot to put down, but thankfully it hasn't grown, so that's not a problem. Depending on who you ask, it's either a slice of potato, or it's like grated... You know like how you can grate cheese? It's that. Some people call it shredded cheese, and I'm covering my bases by saying you can grate the cheese, because you use a cheese grater to make shredded cheese in these warped people's minds. Anyway, so I'm gonna put the bee nests in here. That feels wrong. Bee nests should go in here, and honey blocks should also go in here. Honeycomb, therefore, also goes in here. I'm slowly but surely getting a categorization system going on here. And then we'll put the copper in here. Boom. Okay, chat. We have solved some problems. Still got some other ones to go. But now we're going to work out the other side of this chest room. I think we should use birch logs. Go for a nice classic Minecraft build. So place a torch there. Place some logs on top of it, like this. Then we'll place a block over here, and we'll place some logs on top of it, like that. Okay, so this is my basic core Minecraft house design. Then we're going to use cobblestone for the main interior, except we don't have enough cobblestone yet. But I'll assume that we will get enough cobblestone to build around here. And then we'll remove this and put in a staircase instead. Because and then a staircase here too, I think. So double the staircase, double the fun. And so chat, as you can see, my empire is coming together. It's going delightfully. Salutations, Toycat! I'll try joining now. Stands from now on. Being a bit occupied, being the streams from now on, but being occupied, but that won't stop me. It's good to see you, Justin Delisle. But yeah, I think every product going more premium simultaneously means that everyone is poorer, even the companies that sell those products. But also, you can't be the only opt out of that idea. Also, I can't have both be staircases. That was a ridiculous idea. But I can do something like this, which is kind of fun looking, if nothing else. And then we'll just, yeah, this looks great, I think. I do have to put blocks here and there later, but sounds like a later problem, not a current problem. Then we're going to put a slab over here so I can jump to the top. And then we're going to put some stairs on the top over here. I'm going to use oak stairs and that's going to be fine. Boom. Wonderful. Okay, chat. I have my first building almost complete. This is going to be my chest room, which is going to be like an annex to my main house. I might later, build a main entrance. I guess the main entrance would have to be here because this is the only... Oh, no! I have to put that back. It's fine. So that means... Am I dramatic? No, not at all. But no, yeah, I'm very excited for my pizza festival. Or rather, I'm excited... Okay. So this is... I'm not actually excited. I have to defer the future this, chat. Because I've got multiple other people involved, and each of them has a slightly different take on it and food and when they can eat and when they can be somewhere. And so it's more like, we're going to be near it, and then when people get hungry... I've already told everyone, exactly what it is, and everyone's like, yeah, that sounds like good timing. But I want to, I just have to hope that when the time actually comes, people are ready for it. I've given all the details I can. I've laid all the groundwork I can for this pizza festival. Also, hash browns are fried shredded potatoes. A sliced is a scallop potato. Ooh. Also, good evening, Polly. It's good to see you. So yeah, chat, if you've been wondering, I have been having a wonderful week so far. Just a little update for anyone who's also... Are they doing a microtransaction in front of my one block? How do I make that go away? Hide offer? Okay, you have to... I like that they let you hide it, at least. Someone in the team was like, but if we let them hide it, they might not buy it. And someone had to be like, let's not be such unfriendly... I won't use the word I want to use right now. But let's not be so mean about it. Also, I think now that I've said goodbye, it's broken. Yeah. Or you can't place blocks here. Is it that? I'm going to test this. Okay, if we put some water over, here. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Apparently, saying no to the microtransaction is how you let the server know you're worthless to us now. Which is kind of the exact point I've been making, perfectly made by this server. Thank God. I wasn't just talking about the annoying price of flights these days. Totally agree with you, Ad and Sony. And anyone else in here who's upset about hash brown pricing too. And sliced hash browns are the best, and thank you for giving me the money that I can use to purchase at least free for myself. Golden Oreo. Oh, I love the username. Oh, free. So I hope you enjoy your 23rd birthday. Or soon to... Yeah, I hope that your 23rd birthday was good. Statistically, that is more likely than it is coming up soon. Anyway, so the reason that this is terrible, right, is because a lot of places now do say, yeah, there's a premium line for people who are willing to pay our upper end estimate, but they know that most people aren't. and so there's a less premium product. In this case, you pay for the server or you don't. And the less premium product, I think it's fine to say there has to be reasons you wouldn't use it. But also, I think this is taken to an extreme where people just go, you have no value as a customer. The number of, the easiest example of this would be, like services, streaming services in particular. Netflix is the worst offender. Are like, if you want to pay the same price you paid 3 years ago, you're going to watch ads now. Or I bought HBO Max recently. It's like £10 a month, £120 a year. That's pricey. They want a lot of money, and every show, there's an ad for one of their shows. But then if you watch House of the Dragon, which is the whole reason I have the stupid subscription. Anyway, by the way, I'm gonna crack open a mango marg from Aldi, by the way. You know, economy's hard, so I have to drink from Aldi these days. Oh. Canned drinks always have such a funky... There's always something you can immediately taste in there. Some super bitter just hits out of you at the can. Mango should be delicious, not bitter. But yeah, no, what's up with the loading time? Yeah, this is awful work, person. So, yeah, you could have in my opinion, you could make a service that is wonderful for everyone, so good that some number of people want to pay. But that is more expensive than just, or at least it is harder. Oh no, what am I doing? Why am I in spectator mode? That is a harder ask and a more expensive ask than saying, what if we made something so bad that what if we made something just good enough that people wouldn't abandon us and then made it, like a paid version? It is something that's very hard to deal with. Inky Dish says that's why I love my free cartoon website. I do think that as consumers, we need to say, yes, I like my free stuff. And, obviously I want it to exist. Whereas if we say, yeah, I only pay for things when people force me to, then people are going to start forcing you to pay for things. That's my take, at least. That's my hot take. I hope the rumors of an Audi being close to me are true. Audi is great. Toycat has 0 bones according to OneBlock. So yeah, this is the OneBlock experience. I don't know if I'm having a great time. I can tell you based on this, if you read the right there, it has like some stats, including a Discord, and then the server that I'm connected to, I assume. I'm connected to US IAD. IAD is the code for not George Bush Airport in Houston, that's IAH. It's IAD, IA Dulles. So I'm connected to a server in Washington because they figured, you know what? Do we really need to have a server in Europe? I don't know that we do. And so here's me floating in the void, presumably permanently. I guess I'll just leave and rejoin, I guess. But yeah, this is, I think people call it like shitification or whatever. But it is, I think that is like simplifying the process down a bit too much. And also it's ignoring, really it's a premiumification. A lot of things on the premium end are getting better too. Like that part of the contract is being upheld. It's just that instead of trying to convince people, I guess like this is, in my opinion, if you really want to get to like the base of how we work, even if you could argue like this live stream, right? There's the carrot and there's the stick in all human motivation. I got out of bed today because, or I'll get out of bed tomorrow when I've got an alarm going off because I need to get to a pizza festival. But I'll be getting up. Oh, okay, I'm alive this time. I'll be waking up because of the alarm, which will scream at me until I awake. It will go, I hate you, I hope you die, until I press a button until it goes off. By the way, Toycat alarm's available now, for anyone who's willing to clip that stream at least. But anyway, the interesting thing is, I should sell Toycat alarms. What about a Toycat ringtone, huh? Anyway, staying on point. I think that the carrot and the stick are the two major motivation methods, right? There is the idea of positive motivation and negative motivation. And I feel like lots of time, it's how laws work too. This is fascinating to me because sometimes you can prove that one of the things that really, really compels me is when you're driving and people see those signs that say speed limit 30, but it's digital, so it shows you your current speed. When people see their speed and it's too high, they'll slow down. Just the act of having it reflected onto them, and then getting a little sad face makes people go, "Oh, I don't like that." Which is kind of a carrot in the grand sense of things. It's like, you know what? Do you want to feel good? Because when I drive past at 30, it gives me a smiley face and it goes, "Great job, you did wonderful." That is the carrot as opposed to the stick. I love your struggle, every challenge presented. Thank you. Also, thank you very much for, I had to pay a YouTube subscription for your stream to exist for me. It kind of made me mad, but I'm glad to be here. Streams are really deprioritized on YouTube right now. I haven't been recommended a stream in months, and so it basically only appeals to your subscribers, and I think members are a whole different part of the YouTube experience these days. Also, I think that we might just have to conclude, whoopsie, server's down. How was your carnival with friends? Fun time. Man, I don't even know. Oh, the carnival, yeah. So, okay, actually, I will explain how it was, but this is not, I want to explain this because I feel like it's really easy to say that every interaction is a great one, like, oh yeah, I live a life where just every time anything happens, it's wonderful for me. Okay. Every time I do anything, it just goes wonderful. I would say it was like a 7 out of 10. It was definitely like parts of what I remember. It's like for anyone who hasn't heard, last Saturday I went, maybe Sunday. I did I'm gonna definitely put this birch sapling down. Last weekend, I went out to a festival, one that was like held in my where I lived very very frequently. And I went with some friends. It was a fun time. And I kind of mentioned like, oh yeah, this is happening. I'll let you know how the socialization goes. And the simple answer to how did it go? Also, it all smelted up, but there's still time for me to smelt more. I think the simple answer is like, oh, it was pretty good. I saw a good few friends, got them in the place together. I think like a couple of them were like out of energy from having doing it yesterday. I think that's like a funny, like perpetual problem always. Like like I don't know, like I think hanging out is always like it's one of the hardest things about actually doing it, right? One of the reasons why everyone isn't always hanging out is because you do need to like match the energy a bit. That can mean like both watching TV at the same time. I think a lot of the internet is designed to like, like make people feel like, I think a lot of the internet is designed around like people's baser drama instincts of like, everything is always the craziest thing ever. I read this post of a girl who was invited to South Korea by her friend who was living there. And her friend said, oh, can I stay in your hotel room, by the way? And she was like, yeah. And so the friend who said she had a whole itinerary planned actually just hung out in the hotel room the whole time, while her friend who paid to go all the way to South Korea, anyway, I read this like very dramatic story, this retelling of what had happened, and I realized, between that being like a front page Reddit story, and between all of the wild streamer drama people are always posting onto various platforms, it's like people love just a nice, easy narrative. Just people love to just be told, wow, that person who invited you to a foreign country and then, did nothing but mooch on you the whole time. Oh, so bad, so awful. One of the stories that I last weekend, while I was at this non-pizza festival, our digital speed limits here had blue and red cop lights. Oh, that's fun. They're hinting at the premise of the stick, but really still using the carrot. They use also drama's fun to hear about. Yeah. People love a good bit of drama because it's easy, right? People love easy entertainment of any form. But I think the problem that creates, if I am allowed to say so myself, like I don't know, like something silly that happened to me last weekend is I bought a cannoli. I don't know if that's a widely known dessert. I bought a Italian dessert at this festival. And the reason I went up to this stand is because they had so one of the weirdest, like, organizations that is real and has existed for hundreds of years in the UK. It's called the Guild of Fine Food. Sounds like a RuneScape place, but it's a real place. Oh wow, heck yeah, I am covered in goodies. Let's put that all in the chest, shall we? But there's the Guild of Fine Food, and they do rate food every year to work out like how good is this? Is this worthy of our top award or maybe our anyway? So there's a guild in the UK that determines how good your producing is if you make food or drinks that are made for consumption. And this place had it had one of the ratings, like it was their lowest level rating for something that is fine, you know, like fine in the fancy sense. By the way, isn't it silly that we say fine to mean something's acceptable or something is amazing? Just saying, a little bit of sarcasm is built into our language. It sounds like. Also, thank you, Jessica Kane. Don't we all love sensationalism? Yeah, we all do love sensationalism. But I want to tell you this story because it's like the exact opposite of sensationalism. I went there and I was like, oh, you have one of those, you have a star. That tells me must have been good multiple years based on how they've got the star multiple years. And they're like, yeah, honestly though, we stopped submitting to get our food rated because it was just too expensive. And I was like, oh, it's too expensive. Like, how much is it then? Like, like this big recognizable star. It's on a lot of products. If you live in the UK, you'll have seen it without even knowing it necessarily. And they're like, yeah, it was like £250 a year to send our items in there. And I was like, I think it was actually like 185 or something. But it was it was like such a low amount that one of my friends after was like, I thought she was going to say a number a lot bigger than that. Like the price of like 50 cannolis is the price to get them rated as one of the best cannolis in the country. And they didn't think that was worthwhile, you know? And I kind of get it, you know? Like, if you asked me to spend $250 on something, I would like not to. Like flights or like pizza, I'm sure. By the way, I've now got $4,450, so I am killing it. I'm looking forward to working out how to withdraw these winnings later. Anyway, so and unless your significant other says fine, then it's not fine. That is the rule. You are correct. Okay, I'm going to make this building with some cherry planks now. I think cherry and birch is going to be the name of the day here. Anyway, so the story just ends with this whole dramatic story ends with me just saying here like, oh yeah, this place. Because they gave us an actual reasonable, because they gave the real version of the story. It doesn't matter if I fall off. I've got to not think about this dramatically. Because they gave the real version of the story, it was a bit like, oh yeah, okay, I guess if you needed to save that money, but it actually came across kind of bad looking for them to be like, yeah, our ship is so tight that even a fine certification, just isn't worth it to us, honestly. Whereas if they'd have said, if they had left that out, or if they'd have said, guess how much, or if I'd have retold the story, and I'm like, they wanted thousands of dollars per hour. No, wait, per year. I guess if you do it once in one day, they wanted $20,000 a year just to review this. That's crazy. They're extorting small businesses. Like, everyone loves a story where the outcome is predetermined. It's something I'm like cautious of. Like, I really try not to use the word AI if I can avoid it in my videos these days, because if you're using AI, it's like AI, the thing on the opposite end of that is the bad thing. Obviously, I don't personally use it because I just don't think it works. But like, every time you see any story and the author wants you to have an opinion, they'll be like, yeah, and just so you know which team to root for here. These people are using artificial intelligence. You're going to be like, boo! Don't be doing that. That's not okay. Not in this economy. Okay, so now we're going to make ourselves my crafting table went away. We're going to make ourselves some more stairs to finish off this part of the house. And then we can build a regular bit next to it. Also, IBX Toy Cat Minecraft videos? No. Philosophy videos? Yes. Some number of people think that, but again, I cannot ever promise to ever deliver actual philosophy of any real form. Anyway, speaking of not promising to deliver anything, I think these should go slightly off the building. I think technically we have to go like out here. Anyway, the thing I think is interesting about that is like, yeah, having an easy, like, having to think about stuff and having to draw your own conclusions, not only is it like hard work, but also there's a real risk you get it wrong. One of the funniest things about, or maybe worst things about, like, go onto any political post out there, because in politics you're encouraged not to think for yourself necessarily, but like, to think for your team. Go on any like borderline political post out there, and there's someone like screaming their heart out about something where you're like, how does anyone even think about that? Let alone care about it. Let alone care about it enough to like share it, broadcast it to the masses, But the answer is someone does. I guarantee you someone does. Okay, chat. We're gonna break blocks. I don't even know. Like it says we're on the Cherry Grove. Oh, so that's the blocks we're getting. So let's sneak click the one block twice to open its setting menu. Oh, one block phases. So there are 31 phases we're going to go through, with the Sulfur Caves looking like they were uncomfortably added last. And we can set the phase if we spend money, I assume? Oh. So you don't make any progress if you set the phase, though. Okay, and then what is this last option? Hide hologram. Okay, very interesting. So I think I might want to hide the hologram. Honestly, it is just kind of distracting to me. So I don't know what hide hologram did. Chat. Oh, there it is gone now. So this is much better. This is like less cluttered. Feels less like I'm playing a mobile game, even though I objectively am. And that's great news. So we're just going to break our way through this entire set of blocks. And life is going to be good. I'm going to put away some weird blocks that I'm assuming I'm not going to use for a good bit. Even though I've got some nice dirt in here, which is wonderful. I'm just going to put it all away in the chest. Live my life another day. I did a Reddit post this week that got some good amount of upvotes, and someone commented, it was AI. Yeah, I think, like, really, like, it's the same. If you ever watch, like, a stage play, and any, like, it's really, everyone loves to have an easy villain. And that's really, like, great for making entertainment, but really bad for understanding the world. And that's what helps you realize, like, why it is that tabloid journalism is way more successful than real journalism. Because, like, teaching, I heard a quote recently, chat. If you want to get philosophical, this is one that like blew my mind. I think it was from Thomas Sowell. But which, by the way, is a guy who, if you look at him, every time I hear about him, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy from like the 1920s or something. And he's like still alive. He's like 96 or something. But he said, if you want to, like, telling people about the truth is what you do when you want to help them. Telling people what they want to hear is what you want to do, what you do when you want to help yourself. And it, like, really dug in that, like, yeah, that it's so hard to, when you have an audience, the feedback mechanism in YouTube and in everything else is please give us what we already want. That's the feedback mechanism. It's, the feedback mechanism when you've got any crowd. Even like if you're talking to someone on a one-to-one level, if someone says, hey, tell you what, if you speak to your friend and he's like, hey, my boyfriend was really rude to me last night, then you're meant to go, oh, really? Rather than like, but you did just set his dog on fire yesterday. So you could see why maybe that's bad friend behavior. If we're being real, there's a time and a place for actually being constructive with someone, and most people, I think it's something we spoke about ORAP on the channel actually recently, that like some people do, some people do like to have someone they can actively seek out who will talk to you about what it is that you actually need to hear, as opposed to what you want to hear. Which is, I think, interestingly, it's why some people like religion in the end part of it. Because religion, like, at least the text version of it, can slightly conform to what you need to hear. But it's never going to tell you, like, yeah, you were right to murder that person. Also, I got $5,000, chat. I got 10,400. I'm buying so many flights and pizza. I'm buying flights to pizza and then pizza for the flights home. Anyway, when Toycat starts saying something philosophical, again, add and miss everything. You know what? How about I'll say something non-philosophical and run ads now. So you ever get that thing where like your underwear starts to fall off? And I don't know where I'm going with this one. Also, what is my one block phase now? So we're in the swamp phase now, chat. Honestly, it seems like a good enough idea. But again, because it has to loop forever, a lot of like gameplay things change a little bit. Also, playing a one block map was the only time I've been attacked by phantoms. No, oh God, you're right. I need to go to sleep. Thank you so much, Chili as Bean. I am gonna get phantom to death. So I need to really start thinking about my house now. I've got so many cherry logs, but I don't think I want cherry logs. I'm gonna build my house, build my bed though. I'm gonna grab 3 wool. 1, 2, 3. And I guess we'll make it a pink bed until unless I can think of something better. It looks like a pink bed is what it's gonna have to be. So bed that is pink. No, actually, I can go for a red bed. I can grab a. I think I can spring for the dye. Yeah, get me a red dye. So yeah, I think getting your inventory organized early on, or rather your chest system organized early on, in a thing like this where you get permanent items thrown at you, actually quite useful, huh? Also, I'll put my bed here for now. I'll move it later. Also, type GG in chat for them. Oh, I don't see chat anymore. This is one of my favorite features. It's made every server so much more bearable. Because I'm a child, people can't talk to me unless they're on my friends list. Which means, presumably, people also can't invite me. Yeah, no invites. No, only one person could invite me, and presumably they were friends. So, browse islands. Can I browse people's islands? Maybe I can't. Oh, I can. So again, I want to go see what the best... I want to know what the best server that I could join is. Infinity? Yeah, let's ask. I'll apply. Oh, I need an empty island slot. So one of the things that you earn is the ability to have multiple islands? I'm so confused. Oh, and I can create new island. Oh, you have to buy more islands. So I'm going to go to Devon Carl 18's island real quick. Let's see what he's been building. It confirms we're all 7 years old. We are all 7 years old. Chat, I hate to tell you, but if you've ever thought anything nice about me, I think you might be a pedophile. By the way, good to see you, Alpine1. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. It's good to see you. How have things been going? I really enjoyed our last chat. Well, I think while playing on your server. So I hope that things are going well for yourself too. Things have been good for me, I would say. I would say broadly speaking. Oh, okay. So this is his island. He's in the Cherry Grove land. Interestingly, I can help him, and I'll get blocks that I can have myself. Oh, I can take his blocks home with me. I mean, he's got a diamond pickaxe. It only feels right that if I have no diamond pickaxe and he has one, that I should be allowed to take that, right? Also, how does he have beef? Where did he get that from? But yeah, he has a bed. I could set my spawn in his island. But yeah, so that's why I can't receive invites. So I hate to do this to you, my friend, Devon Carl, but I'm going to leave your island so that people can invite me, and only invite me if you have a cool island. Okay, so I left it, but it didn't actually work. Something went wrong. Okay, never mind then. I'm going to go back to my spawn. I guess visiting a Wetherspoon's on my list of things I should experience when in the UK. When are you coming to the UK, Radio Marco? And how long for? I'll tell you everything you need to experience. $5,000 could buy a brilliant Wetherspoon's trip. You better believe I'd be buying so many bowls of peas. Oh, there's an actual... Wait, where have we ended up? Oh, chat, there's a server island. And there's daily rewards for me. So, yeah, as you can see, $500 money. Oh, I love money. 5 meters of fly. And then there's gifting. And then there's so many... Like, every server needs to realize not everything needs to be a giant wall of text. They just look so ugly. Like, look at this. What even does that need to be there for? I think Maybe that's a Bedrock problem of just like the way these are designed is so intrusive. But it just looks kind of ugly, right? Anyway, so that's my island down there. But also we can see what ranks are like. So it's very much the same ranks as the last server. Literally down to the icons. There's a demigod, and then there's a hero guy. If you're curious as to how much this costs, by the way, for 30 days only, of all of these benefits, let's see what it costs. Well, actually, I bought the lifetime in the store. I hope it doesn't actually buy it, because I think I might have the mine coins right now. It's 17,000 mine coins. And to put that in perspective, that's about £100. Jesus Christ. Good to hear. Things are well. I've created an entirely new airport in the Sequoia City we briefly toured. It's a good time. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad. I still think about that. Your big... I forget what the name for that even be, the title. And I'm like, every now and then I think about, like, can I do that? I always conclude the answer is no. But it's one of those few builds I haven't even attempted. Like, I don't think I'd properly succeeded at. Properly inspirational, though. Really liked it. Wow, chat, are you watching? You should go watch that video that I'm talking about right now. So the top layers sorted by completed collectors. Yeah, this is a very janky server, but I'm glad it joined me right into the game. I think I legitimately just wouldn't have cared if it spawned me here. But spawning like this is at least kind of cool. Also, it's useful to note that everyone here is wearing copper. I would stand out if I wore diamond armor. So it's worth thinking about making that investment. Also, this is meant to teleport you, but it doesn't work. Very funny. 4,587 orders of peas. That's fewer orders of peas than I'd expect, actually. Lucky Blocks is starting Toy Cat. Everyone knows you from your Lucky Block videos. You got to do Lucky Blocks. Everyone, wait, who said that? Who knows me from my Lucky Block videos? I think I went into that in the most cynical way possible, which is, by the way, exciting for anyone who misses the world of Minecraft roleplayers. I have the silliest thing lined up. Also, Alpine1 in the chat is the Alpine1 with the massive city server. Either he is, or he's doing a good job at impersonating him. In either case, very impressive. Isn't that just how life be, though, sometimes? Yeah, I think my overall experience on this server is... You know... I think this is the sad truth for me, is I'm too much of a Minecraft boomer to really get down with this game mode. I think it's well, also, no, I don't want to be on this guy's server. What is it? Like a developed frontal cortex? Like, I can realize that even if I have fun now, I need to know that there is fun waiting for me in the future, or I'm not going to be invested in something. I think there's a fun word for this, like type 1 and type 2 fun. I'll get you the types of fun right now, chat. So type 1 fun is fun that's fun in the moment. Everyone knows that it's fun to like sit on a whoopee cushion, or to have your friends sit on a whoopee cushion, or fun to drink a mango marg. Let a little loose in place in Minecraft. Whereas type 2 fun is an experience that is painful, hard, or miserable while it's happening, but becomes rewarding, satisfying, and fun when you look back on it later. There's a lot of weird things in the world that are like fun when you think back at them afterwards. And then there's what's called type 3 fun, which isn't fun to do. It isn't fun later, but it makes for fun stories. So will create fun by virtue of you having done it. I would say there's a good chunk of not fun things in your life that create really funny stories when you look back on them. Or maybe you could say that there are bad things that can happen and the only benefit you get from them is the story. Whichever way you want to believe it. Also, Lucky Blocks. Oh, it's starting in 20 seconds, chat. Are you excited? That's a nice ring. New, or I've just noticed. Birthday present, maybe. A lot of people have commented on this, actually. It's a Chinese smart ring. So it's got little sensors on there that read my heart rate. I have learned from this ring. Okay, Lucky Blocks is in 4 seconds. I'm excited, chat. I'm gonna get so many blocks. I'm gonna be so lucky. Mine 1 block for lucky blocks. Heck yeah. Yeah, I will. But it's yeah, I got a smart ring to measure some basic health stats. I don't know how useful that really actually is. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, it's given me some useful information already. Like, my heart rate really doesn't go up very much when I exercise, which might be a bad sign. But it does go up a lot when I sleep. Oh, it's lucky block time! Lucky block, lucky block, lucky block. Who's excited to get lucky with these blocks? Also, I'm gonna go to sleep first. Yeah, also, your attempt at emulating the Irish accent earlier was very endearing. Ironically, I speak with an American accent despite being Irish-Polish. Oh, you don't even speak with the Irish accent? What's the crack with that, lad? I don't even see the problem when there's only 3 of us in the chat here. The little problem, it's actually all of these, it's all of these darned Irish-Polish people. They come in here, they take our jobs. It's a big problem, and there's not even that many of them. There's like 7 of them in the country, probably. Actually, I think there's a lot of Polish people in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. Also, I've reached the swamp phase. Chat, what did I get for mining that lucky block? I entirely zoned it out. Or I didn't see what it was. Okay, lucky block time! Oh, it's a lucky block. What do we get when we mine the lucky block? Oh, ores. Wow. So many ores. What do I do with the ore blocks themselves, though? The answer is they go in the ore block chest, as it is now being designated. I think ore blocks and also probably ores themselves. Like, what am I doing with 19 copper and 15 iron? The answer is nothing very much. Put it all in there. Good stuff. So yeah, I'm glad you found it endearing, and I hope that you enjoyed that one just as much, Jay the Geophile. I looked at Spoon's menu across the country, £1.09 everywhere. Can't find any cheaper. So there's true egalitarianism only when it comes only specifically when it comes to peas at Weatherspoons. I think that's beautiful. Honestly, though, you know, maybe we were just too stupid and too unglobalized to realize it. But I do feel like one of the biggest changes in the world is everything now is locally, you know, like changed based on so like, you know, the hash brown that cost me £1.80, it might be £2 where you live, or £1.60 or £1.40. And, you know, like, some people can just about understand, like, oh yeah, well, if costs are more expensive or rent is more expensive in London. But it's now, like, widely accepted that, like, oh yeah, what you pay has no bearing on the advertised price. It's like, yeah, if just because they said it would cost £1, it doesn't mean you can really expect it for £1 necessarily. And also it means if you know the price of something, doesn't mean you know the price when you're traveling. It doesn't mean you know the price when you're gone somewhere else. Which is like kind of sad in a way. Also, I found out how the guy got his steak. It all makes sense to me now. You slept and it's still dark. I can't go to sleep because there's 8 people in the server or something like that. Yeah, night will be skipped when 7 more players sleep. Why do I need 7 players to sleep? What sense does that make? The answer, I think, is none. I'm finding quite the discrepancy in cocktail pitches, though. 2 for 15 is the cheapest so far. What type of fun is this? See, this is classic. Well, actually, you might be enjoying the process itself, but this is type-free fun, right? You're doing something that isn't fun. It won't be fun in retrospect, but you'll enjoy being able to tell people about the price of peas and Weatherspoons. At least that's what I'm assuming. Chat, can you believe that? 2 for £15 being the cheapest for Weatherspoons pictures. Back when we were a proper country, you could get 2 for £9, and I'm just saying it's a real disappointment that we're not that anymore. Okay, so some coarse dirt has to go away. You can see that. Actually, I think maybe like a hopper would be a smart thing to invest in. No, I don't think it would be. I think it would just make my life harder, and there would be no benefit whatsoever. Which is exactly why I might do it anyway. Are you still using a stone picks? We're starting to see iron-only blocks. I've got a iron pickaxe now. Although my shovel's about to break, so I guess I should probably get myself an iron. Yeah, let's smelt this up. I would say we should probably get our hands on a diamond pickaxe soon. But I want diamond armor so I can flex when we go in the server area, chat. That's my one goal in life, is to be seen in that way. So we'll see if we can't make it towards there. Also, let's take the iron out. And let's make ourselves an iron shovel. And then let's go a step further here, right? And let's deliberately break our stone shovel as soon as we can. Because I would like to use this iron one. So just... Oh, no! I need to put, like, a firm block back there. Something that can't be broken by accident. I think a cobblestone block will do it. Okay, there we go. So just keep on breaking, but using the stone shovel, and eventually... Perfect! Now this happens, and I'm officially on Iron Tools, chat. Luton's 2 for £13. Woo, Luton! Yeah, chat. Let's go on a big trip to Luton together, I reckon. Also, Lucky Block, Lucky Block, Lucky Block. Who's excited? Oh, it's a Lucky Block! Wow, I got hoppers. I don't know why I'm getting so many hoppers, but I did. Yeah, this is. It might be really exciting for the right person. It's an interesting way to play Minecraft, and I don't actually. Also, my sugarcane is. I thought it grew to 4 tool, but I'm stupid. I'm just stupid. Although I did chop down 2 sugarcane and get 1 back. But I guess that's on me for expecting more than that. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea how that even possibly happened. The one fun thing is finding out about green herons. Type 2 fun is bird watching for green herons. Type 3 fun is eating green herons. I don't know what green herons are. I'm excited for my type 1 fun that is coming my way here, Adam Sony. Yeah, we have a stone here called Save on Foods. A store here called Save on Foods. I think I know it. If I'm not mistaken. One time they're one of the more affordable stores. Now they're 25 to 50% more than every other store. I don't get hash browns there. There's been a fly here all day. Oh, this guy's gonna be so close to dead. Okay, he's gone. First thing I walk into a stream is prices at Wetherspoons and prices at the Canadian grocery store. Indeed. No, I really think it's one of those problems where I think like I think this proves why inflation is sticky and why we really don't want it. Is once everyone starts to expect prices rising, then it starts to be like, yeah, well, of course prices are rising. But then your expectation in terms of wages and your expectation of the prices you set are going to go up because you know they need to pay for more expensive things. That is to say, right? If I were to... I think if you're like... I don't know, like a lot of people who were financially comfortable became financially... okay, chat. Silly story here. But this really, like, struck a... It really, like... made me realize something I hadn't before. Like the rent that you pay, everyone always your whole life will tell you is linked to your landlord's mortgage. And like, oh yeah, you pay your landlord's mortgage. I don't want to rent because I don't want to pay someone else's mortgage, is what people will tell you, very assuredly, as if that is the exact transaction that it is. And also as if like, yeah, well, you're paying McDonald's mortgage when you buy a burger. Are you upset with that? I hope not. Maybe you are. Maybe I hope so, actually. Maybe we should all be more upset about paying for more things. But I think that in general, to keep myself on track here, I think clay goes in here, by the way. And I'm just going to smelt some clay up now, because I've got some spare furnace capacity. I think that like a lot of people charge not based on what their input costs are, because they're like making enough money. They charge based on what feels right, and then if it makes enough money, it's great. And so a good example of this is, I'm pretty sure you've seen this store since it's in Western Canada. Or Canada. Canad is a parallel universe or something. Oh, it's the Western Canadian one. Yeah, then I would have seen it in, I guess, both Vancouver and in Alberta. But okay, so we've got new plants to go inside of my chest here. The entire name of the game for this one is inventory organization. I probably could just put down a hopper, like here, and put that hopper into a chest. That might be the smart move. Maybe I'll move on to doing that, honestly. Anyway, yeah, like, so anyway, one of the good examples of that is when I first moved in here to London, one of the most expensive cities in the world, I needed a plumber. And so I did what any reasonable person would do, and I Googled plumber, and then I looked through the results to find the cheapest one. The cheapest plumber I could find, who was advertising their rates, charged £80 an hour. Don't convert that into dollars if you don't want to be sad. But that was the very cheapest I could find someone to, come to my house and to do some plumbing stuff. And then at one point, I'm randomly speaking to my neighbor, and they're like, "Oh yeah, if you need plumbing, by the way, good friend, my good friend Aldi." No, no, he doesn't say. I don't think it's a friend. I think it's just like, "Oh yeah, local plumber Andy. He does all of the houses around here. Give him and I decided to like look into it." And like I call up this Andy guy, and he charges just he's like somewhat local to the area. He charges like I think it was either 60 or 65 pounds per hour. So like literally a third off. And I thought like, oh, I'm just stupid for Googling it rather than like using local knowledge or something. But interestingly, he recently quit. His son has, he came to my house once and he's old. He refused to install a water filter for me because he's like, yeah, you don't need to drink this, mate. Drink beer instead of the water. Just come on, man. Like, you can understand why he's a discount plumber maybe after I tell you these stories. But the weird thing about it is after he retired, his son took over the company. And so I sent him a text one day and he's like, here's my son's number. He runs the company now. And you know what they charge now that his son's in charge of the company? Like a fresh face in there? They charge £80 an hour. Or at least they charge me £80 an hour. Maybe they don't charge everyone else that way. And it's great because now I know that he does know the house and he knows the area and he knows all the plumbing idiosyncrasies, which is nice. But also it's like, oh yeah, he looked at the market from scratch because he has hopes and aspirations. He lives in, I think, Croydon or something, actually. So maybe he doesn't have hopes or aspirations. But he's got plans of some form going on. So as a result, he charges way more. Landlord raises rent due to thinking of a higher number. Yeah, I think like for some landlords, if you have also Lucky Block's still going on. I need to finish the inventory organization quickly. I think for some landlords, the thing that limits how much they charge for rent is how much they think is reasonable. Like to some, like as silly as that is, if you have a paid off house that you're renting out, you're renting based on what you think the house is worth or what you think rent is worth, as opposed to what your costs are, because your costs are very, very low. And so a lot of people are paying less than market rate. Some people pay more, and that's the like more egregious version. But someone would be like, what's an expensive house worth? Like £1,000, because they're stuck in the 2000s or something. Also, long boy support. Thank you. I am the longest boy. I still love the long boys. I'm glad we managed to do the rerun. I'm sad we won't be able to do something like that with the Toy Cat cards. I know a lot of people are excited about those. Like they will be coming out once, and then like anyone who's there's enough to cover like anyone who's lost theirs in shipping or whatever. But then it's like done. Also, £80 is 87 francs equals $106. I think that there is a really interesting like level of a lot of people charge based on what feels right. And for some people that's like above what you expect. But if you charge above what is expected, you usually go out of business. But if you go below what's expected, you just make less money, and that's not an obvious problem. And so it doesn't get fixed. It's an inefficiency for the seller, but if they're fine with it, it's okay. But I think once prices increase for everyone has to look around to work out what's the most we could reasonably charge, because we need to charge more. And then everyone's prices go up like a little bit more than they should. And then you get like multiple waves of that happening, where like if McDonald's is charging, £10 for breakfast, think about what you can charge for breakfast. If you're better than McDonald's, as I would have to hope that you believe you are if you run a restaurant of any form. Okay, so I'm going to put away all these items. I have started to have my inventory crowd up a little bit. I'm going to put these all away, and hopefully, I think I have to take these out of here to put my mushrooms in. Then I'm going to put the tools in the bottom right of here, just in case I need them again one day. And then I think this is also going to be redstone. I think redstone sort of fits the vibe we're going for here, whereas bricks feels like it's more here, It doesn't make a lot of sense, but also it does. Anyway, did you see that landlord podcast where they were shaming each other for having such low prices? See, if I had to guess, Michelle Owo, the term we invent for it now is rage bait. I have to imagine landlords doing a podcast and doing it like that. I have to imagine that whoever's doing... Also, no, I need to get another lucky block. The lucky blocks have disappeared. Come back later for more. Also, very quick chest growth there. Very, very quick chest growth. Anyway, yeah, I think, also the mini-mod's asleep. It's good to see you back, Cat. And thank you for explaining a cannoli earlier. I don't know, I think, like, some people... I think inefficiencies are, like, a part of the system for most people. You know what I mean there? Like, the concept of mates rates, or of, like, you get a discount because you know the guy, is such an awful concept if you really think about it. Because it means that everywhere else you go, because you're not a mate, you're getting charged a higher rate. But actually, we kind of like that. A little bit of inefficiency isn't too terrible when it's going in your favor. Like, I don't know. Like, a silly example. Let's bring it back to flights, chat. Yeah, that's Toycat's favorite consumer good here. I think I should start making a sugarcane farm. I think my life would benefit from one. I think everyone's life benefits from a sugarcane farm. But we're just going to place down some dirt over here. And then some water over here. And then maybe also some water over here. And then we'll place 5 dirt on this side as well. It's not going to quite work, is it? This is... I want this to be even on both sides, so we have to be a little bit annoying for myself here. And then 5 dirt goes here. And now I can grow a sugarcane farm, chat. Which is the whole point of playing any Minecraft world, I might argue. Okay, so let's get enough wood that we can finish the top of this house. I don't know if you experienced the US Millennial Burger Joint with $30 handhelds and truffle fries. Oh yeah, I think it's common in like every tourist city around the world too. There's okay, my guess on how this came about. Why a like, it's funny, you know, like super premium burgers. There's something I if I could be honest with you, I have a little bit of a soft spot for. If I'm really telling you the truth here, I have a little soft spot for, like, you know, millennial burger places. You know, we do things different around here. You know, like it's always going to be like the same 10 menu options. There's going to be a burger named like the Beast or something. But I do have a soft spot for the idea because I think ultimately burgers... So, okay, I've shifted. When I first, like, honestly, maybe this is like, maybe you're not meant to admit this. Maybe I'm meant to pretend I've always been a bib gourmand. But I've always, I think just gourmand. I think bib gourmand is the award. One of the things that I used to eat a lot of fast food because if I wanted to treat myself to food, my idea of treating myself isn't having to follow a bunch of fancy person rules at a fancy person place. My idea of good food is give me the good food and I will enjoy it, you know? And so I ate a lot of fast food, but I think I eat a little bit less fast food these days. Chat, I hit a big one. I haven't ordered delivery in 2 weeks. Anyway, more seriously, it is actually true though. It's been 2 full weeks. I did a check recently. Anyway, but the more serious point about what I'm trying to make here is that because now that I try to go out to a restaurant every now and then, call it twice a month maybe. I try to go out to like a proper person restaurant, especially like if someone's coming around. Like it's a good like meetup opportunity because it's doing an activity that everyone finds to be easy together. And so restaurants are a really great way to like talk to someone and someone will serve you food and all you have to do is know a few stupid rules that don't make any sense if you're thinking about them objectively, but you just got to try not to think about them objectively, okay? Anyway, so I think that one of the things I've learned via the process of trying to like be like, oh, we should go to a restaurant together, is a lot of people are like somewhat picky when it comes to like, but where? Like, I think as a society, we are always slightly constrained by picky people. But if you ever want to like go to eat with someone, it's like, oh yeah, this person will say something like, we can't go to Vietnamese because last time I had Chinese food, I threw up. And it's like, that's not how that works. But also, you know, feelings are feelings. Therefore, we will accept that you're allowed to say that. But also, what are we going to do about it? And so the easiest... And so even if you're trying to go out to like a nice place, or even if like, you know, let's say you want to spend a little bit of money, you want to go somewhere that's got real good food because you're all very excited about it. The reality is there'll be a lot of times where it's like, oh yeah, everyone's list of things is so incompatible that the two things that you always come back to, you know, because we live at the behest of the pickiest eaters, is the two things you come back to are pizza and burgers. And I have a friend who doesn't like pizza. I don't know how they make that. I don't know where he exists, how he managed to get through his life not eating pizza. But he doesn't like pizza at all. And so if I was with him, an easy choice would be burgers. Because you can have them fancy, you can have them not fancy, but you have the, you know, like you have the freedom to just go somewhere and get burgers. And so I think I think that's why fast food burgers are also so prevalent. Is because if you just want to, like, if the value of fast food is meant to be, in theory, that it's fast and that it's hot, it's cheap, then one of the fastest, easiest foods is burgers. It's two cold buns with a bit of slightly warm meat in between. It's really, really easy, right? And so yeah, I think the tyranny of majority opinion sounds like some super crazy conspiracy. So you realize that, like, oh yeah, that's also how every business ever runs. Like, my plumber can charge £80 an hour, but he can't charge £80 an hour if he insists on singing songs. If I don't like him singing songs. If he wants to sing songs, he has to charge less per hour for me to put up with it. But because way fewer people will listen to him singing songs, especially... at least that's my take. Maybe some people like the singing plumber. Maybe actually there's a gap in the market for plumbers who sing to you while they do their work. But it means as a result, way fewer people are... at least to my interpretation. Also, this chest is full. I need another chest, which will go right here, and I'll just put my weird garbage in this one too, because there's a lot of weird garbage we're starting to collect, and I have to keep it because I put a lot of work into collecting it. And now you're seeing the sunk cost fallacy really coming into play. Anyway, yeah, I think that like we're at the tyranny of the majority for anything, like planes, right? One of the things I think is crazy is someone who likes to, you know, I like to travel. I do like planes specifically, but I like to travel is like really a core part of this. There are so many stupid plane rules that exist because that's what the majority of people are down with. To this day, do you know what makes me mad? People who get upset when the person in front of them reclines into them. And it's like, do you know where we put the recline button? Oh, do we put it in your seat? Did you accidentally press it and let them recline into you? Oh, oh, no, wait, that's not how it works. The recline button is actually in their seat. And that's not a design flaw. That's the widely accepted airline way of doing things. Huh, that's interesting, huh? Weird that that's the case. Because, you know, like, most people think that reclining is, you know, like, not your right. It's their space that you're taking. And so there's always this, like... There's always, like, announcements that have to be done, like, make sure that you unrecline during the meal service, make sure that, you know, there's always, like, all sorts of silly rules like that. And conversely, there are people who are like, I hate that because some people want to get 2 extra inches of sleep that I can't do. I don't know. I don't know why people would be against reclining seats, but that's, you know, there are people who are against them. They do exist. It is a thing. Also, my house is complete now, chat. Do you like it? I think it needs, like, more going on the outside here. But I'm going to build a bigger house over here next to it once I have worked out what block I can make that out of. I would throw my friends in a meat grinder if I was stuck eating pizza and burgers every time we hung out. I mean, I don't think you've got the wrong opinion there. I definitely try to... I think this is why... This is one of the many reasons why. Like, if I'm being real, right? Like, if we were a small group of people at the local tavern because we lived in a village of 18 people, I probably couldn't talk about, you know, philosophy or whatever, because there's going to be a guy in the corner being like, I'm bored of talking philosophy. Let's talk about the Knicks game. And I'd be like, sir, this is England. I don't know what the Knicks are. And I don't think anyone else here does either. Maybe you'd be best bringing this up with someone else. But the important thing is that, like, the people, you know, the smaller, I don't know, like, the smaller the group of people, the less likely you are to have someone who is kind of similar in one way, but vastly different in all the others. And I do think that does have downsides. I'll always talk about those, but it has the huge upside of meaning, like, yeah, if you meet someone, I've got a friend I'm meeting on Wednesday, and it's gonna be real easy. I'll be like, do you want to eat steaks? And he'll say maybe, or I could say, do you want to do this? If you want to know fun, actually, he has a religious dietary requirement. Won't tell you which one. But it's like, actually, you know, like, occasionally, last time we tried to meet somewhere, actually for steaks, and the place had a line that was like an hour and a half long, and I had somewhere I needed to be in 2 hours, so I was like, let's not risk going here. Finding somewhere on the spot actually was tricky, so there's a fun fact for you. But you know, like, if you have a group of 5 people and one of them has a religious requirement, one of them has a I don't want to eat pizza requirement, one of them has a, you know, you can really stack up the challenges in the same way that socially it's hard to stack up the challenges of this person doesn't like to talk about philosophy, this person doesn't like to talk about, you know, like politics, this person only wants to talk about sports, etc., etc. I don't know, like, it's one of the challenges of humans, right? Is that we're all slightly different, and that's really good for, like, an evolutionary function, like having a village made of people. Also, you love to travel? No way. I know, it never comes up. It never comes up that I like to travel. Some people hate talking about travel, though, and, like, rightfully so. By the way, Jessup Kane, perspective. Thank you for all the tips today, Jessup Kane. I've been appreciating them coming in as we've been going. Look at all the attention you got. This is an example. See, I could charge for these streams. I'm not going to, but I could charge for these streams. That would be the stick saying, give me money or no stream. Also, I feel like I didn't get to properly appreciate far there. Give me money or you won't have a stream is what I could say. But, you know, that feels, that's like a little bit mean also. But instead, it's the carrot system. It's if you become a member, you get a green name in the chat, and you get this little logo next to your name. Like, Cat Beanie has a lobster roll because she's been a member for so long. I think 48, 60 months is how long it has to be there. I think I can hover over it, actually. Oh, no, it doesn't tell me. Oh, but, your friend clearly hasn't tried pineapple on pizza. Honestly, I might have to do this to him. I said do this to him. But, no, yeah, he's, what's funny, actually, is I have befriended both of his, like, his girlfriend and his last girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. I befriended them both just on, oh, you know, they both loved when I've made jokes about, like, oh yeah, like, pretty simple, huh? And they're both like, yes, exactly, that's what I've been trying to say. Which, by the way, you don't want to team up on your friend with their girlfriend. They're gonna be like, you know what, all these times she says that I'm wrong, this is all actually Andrew's fault. Or they might think that in their head. In either case, you probably don't want it to happen. Anyway, I hate that they've decided that my screen should be covered in giant giveaway text. Not a fan of that one. Also, Chantal Lee has been a member for 75 months. So, Kat says it's been 5 years for the lobster roll. 5 years is a lot of time, huh? That's a ludicrous amount of time. It's obviously not as much as 6 years. Chantal just had to flex on you there with that one. But still. Also, how do you like Far Chat? I think it's a pretty good music disc. I kind of want to get another one. Do you think we can go to the Nether? That's why they won't give me lava, because they're worried I'll go to the Nether if they do. And it will break their server if too many people go to the Nether at the same time. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's load in some more items, including saplings, which don't have a spot in here. I guess saplings should have a spot over bread. That makes sense to me. And then also candles feel illogical. And then also sugarcane should never be in here. I should just always have my sugarcane planted. What happens when there's too much sugarcane? No such problem exists. And here we go, chat. I'm on that sugarcane grind right now. I think I've been subbed longer than Chantal. Oh, also, I need to start growing grass. I've got dirt right now. I don't have grass. I think I've been subbed longer than Chantal. It's just 5 years for the lobster roll. You need to... Also, Michelle... Oh, 68 months. Oh, yeah. See, that's right. Chat, I never said to these people, you have to pay to watch this content. I never say to Shaunsky to Sullivan, you gotta be a member for 30 months or I won't respect you. But people choose to. That's the carrot versus the stick philosophy. And you could argue that it's worse. A lot of people do say to themselves, why would I pay when I can do this for free? And you're not incorrect to ask those questions. But I do also think, I don't know. I think depending on the situation, like this server in PvP, if I thought it was still owned by like a guy making a server for his kid, I would feel comfortable buying stuff on this server. But especially if it was like well thoughtfully put together. But because it feels like some corporation, realistically it's probably like 10 people, but like some business has bought it and they've worked out like we can make $1 million a year if we just rinse just enough money out of people, that feels bad. And you could argue that really from some perspective, both of those things are basically the same. And actually, maybe you'd be right. Maybe I'm crazy for thinking that. Also, I want to get my dirt here turned into grass. So I'm going to put dirt here, and then dirt over here. And then that should allow us to get our grass out here. So I'll do the same here too. It's going to look a little messy in the meantime, but the basic plan is to get grass over there. Also, I've now got enough grass that I could build the garden in front of my house, which will probably be this area here, if I'm being real. Right now I'm growing trees here, but that's obviously silly. Yeah, I think this will be like a garden in front of the main home. Or maybe here will be a garden. No, this has to be attached to the side of my house. So it has to it has to attach in some way. I think the facade should be like 1 block back, which means there's a garden. It has to be like here, which is a small garden, but we can roll with a small garden. So I'll mine the slabs, and I'm gonna start building a house, chat. I think I finally earned that right. After an hour and a half, I think I deserve a nice little house for myself. Also, it's good to see you, Ash, and indeed Ezra. Or it's good to see Ash seeing Ezra. How are you doing? I hope things are going well. I've been playing the 1 block server, and honestly, actually, I've been enjoying it. I saw so much negativity in my chat that I was sure I would have a bad time. But this was a case where, no, actually, I haven't. I've had like 1 bad experience of the server being like, buy something, buy something. Why aren't you buying something? There's a big button to buy something. We'll disconnect you if you don't buy something. But I'm sure, I like to believe it was a coincidence. I'd be very upset if I didn't believe that were true. Yeah, I feel like we've built up a good collection of stuff. Enough so that I can build my house. I don't like ever building my house out of these logs. I think it has to be basic oak for me. I think it's got to be basic oak, chat. I think that's just how we're going to do it. Basic oak, a little bit of cobblestone maybe too. I think I picked up a good chunk of cobblestone. And we're going to make our house nice and cobblestoney woody. It's just how it's going to be. So pick up both of these things. I'll plant it in my new garden, actually, which goes over here. And then we're going to remove this, because these blocks are both going to be the front of the house now. So remove that there, remove this here. And then again, just for the sake of making things work, I want this dirt to go as quickly as possible around here. So just surround this with dirt for now. Just whatever it takes. I want my grass to go from here to over here. Good. You should see what the background build for the Q&A is going to be. Oh, exciting! I am very, very excited. I'm gonna be honest. The current generation of cursed builds is entirely inspired by the delightful things that Ash has made. I think I'd be fair in saying majority Ash as far as the editors go. I really like the I like the idea that I'm gonna get to see another one today. And in fact, there's even a part, chat, if you're not familiar, there is a part of the creative world still in Microsoft certification, but there is a part of it that features just the cursed builds from. Hey,
I found it. I miss this. Toy cat
whoa,
is yes. The long boy is real. Toy cat is yes.
yes.
Long boy escaped. Long boy lives. Run, just run. Toy cat is yes.
Yeah, I agree with that, I think, somewhat.
Happy belated B-Day.
Yeah, thank you for the happy belated B-Day, Jeff Kalen. Sorry to be distracted from this point, but this is very exciting to me. That's like 12 slices of pizza, Jeff, or like 39 servings of peas. I'm gonna be next time I'm at the Spoons, it's gonna be crazy in there. Realistically, tomorrow, actually. I think Weatherspoons is great because it's that people-pleasing attitude, too. You go in there, everyone's having a good time at Spoons. Only people who aren't having a good time at Spoons are people who are wildly wealthy and are like, oh, but I wanted to spend more money, and that's just not possible here, and that makes me very sad. Some of those people do exist, but most people are like, yeah, I love this, love the Spoons, love what's going on here. Give it to me. Okay, so I'm thinking we have double high windows here that are capped off with slabs on both sides. It will look stupid maybe, but we're going to go with it anyway. Then we have a block here, and then there'll be a door here, which is currently a hole, and then a block here, and then a block here, and then there's going to be a window, and up above the window looks like this. Boom. And then on top of all of that, we're going to remove this block to put a staircase in here, and then move this across here, all the way across here. And I think I've gone a little bit wood heavy here. I think I wanted to use some cobblestone in the design. So I think we need to take some of these blocks away and cobblify them. Maybe like cobblestone bottom, wood top. So just all this bottom half of wood. So if this is 5 blocks tall. Oh, it's 5 blocks tall. That's an annoying number. I'll say the bottom 2 blocks will be cobblestoned. So hopefully we get these blocks back. In fact, you know, it's wood. It's a wood slab. It's fine. I don't need that back. I did just get a birthday gift, so I'm feeling great. Also, 46 months. Super Flat feels like yesterday. You became a member because of Super Flat, John of the Dad. That is crazy. It's very on topic, let's say. Less cursed, more so art. Oh yeah, I am very excited, Ash. I am very excited. Is the Q&A going up? Actually, I'm worried that there are messages in the Discord that I have missed. Yeah, you know, weirdly, okay, yeah. Also, okay, I'm looking in the Discord. It seems as though, oh, it is chat. You're gonna love it too. So yeah, the Q&A. It seems as though is gonna be maybe the video today. Also, round of peas for everyone. Yeah, round of peas for everyone in the pub. That's how it's gonna be. You know, actually, you know, a good example. Actually, if I could, of you know, like, in my opinion, of how prices used to be like, you know, like almost like, oh, why would you put yourself there? Obviously, I don't want the builder kit. So I spend 200 orbits and I get a one-time kit. How many orbits do I have? I don't have any. Oh, I actually might have the orbits. How do I, what is an orbit and how do I, is it a fake currency just for the server? There's no way they sell their own fake currency. There's no way they can get away with that, right? Okay, store. Let's buy some currency. These are gift tokens. These are furniture tokens. Oh, orbits. So there is I think there's a currency that is, I'm so lost and confused. But I do have 800 orbits, or is that 00B orbits? Chat, can anyone read this number? No, that's 0. That's 0. And it's definitely a B. That's 1000% a B. That's not any, okay, you know what? It's stupid. I shouldn't have looked. I've driven myself crazy. And for what? Okay, so then we'll put some stone here. I'm just going to hide this off of forever now. Okay, and we'll come back through here. And I think this adds a little bit of classiness, you know, just a little bit of old charm, if we could say it that way, to the build that we're making here today. I'm glad a while ago you told me to start a new long-term Minecraft world after the old one went kaput, because now I have a decent world. Yeah! It's hard to believe sometimes. It feels like there's no way that will ever be true. But it usually is entirely possible for things to be fine again. It really is. Oh, lost that dirt forever. Terrible. Okay, so mine all the sugarcane, and then we'll put the sugarcane down here. I think we're going to go for like a simple short farm, but then one that floats into the sky a lot. Because you know I love my stacked multi-level sugarcane farms. Anyway, yeah, I think that... Remember IBX? I remember when Andrew Andrews had no videos. Ooh. Yeah, you're pulling your old school card on everyone, are you? Also, orbits I'll be able to get for free, but they are very much made to be bought by Minecoins. Yeah, how many did I have, chat? I had Oob. Did I have Oob? Is that the number? Would you recommend this server or not? If you are already into this sort of gameplay, I think it is probably better than purchasing a marketplace map. I say this as someone who makes maps but doesn't make servers. In fact, I actually... I have a map that has one... No, one block was one of the ideas that we didn't use because it was messy. So I almost was a competitor in this space, and I would say, if I had made a one block map, don't buy it, just play this, it's free. But crucially, it will have the support of some form of content updates. And it's going to have multiplayer baked in, which is good for like playing. I don't know. In theory, this could be good. It will need a community, and whether it gets that community is going to be a tricky one for me to say. I think maybe that should be stairs. If we made that into stairs, that would be good. And then I'm going to make my door out of some funky wood, I think. I'm going to say mangrove, just to be fun here. So, by the way, speaking of just being fun, thank you very much for this one, Jessup Kane. So, Kat, you have all the pieces necessary to create the broken disc from the Underdark in your house on top of a house. To create the broken disc in the... are you saying that that's the perfect place for it to go? I like your thinking, if so. I do think the disc hunt is one of my favorite parts of that map. I hope that you agree. Okay, so we'll just put this in there, and I'm gonna have a mangrove door. Oh, I've already got two. It's fine. I'm just gonna accept that I have too many of these. So yeah, this does have real server-based costs. You know, they're not a costless experience, but it is seemingly a nice one. Okay, so the floor of the house being cobblestone feels a bit. You can't do that. That's like a faux pas in Minecraft, right? Still got a fly here. He's the laziest fly. He just sits and stares at me. If there is a government drone spy, it is this fly. Get away, get away, get away. He stopped buzzing earlier. I think he got trapped in here, and now he's just going to slowly live out his last few hours in perpetual pain. Sucks to be a fly, huh? Anyway, it's funny you got all the piglins be struck by lightning for their swords. Then all the swords got struck by lightning and disappeared. Well, yeah. Super Flat was a lot of fun, though. I do have to say. I do get nostalgic for Super Flat. I definitely think it was like a lightning in a bottle moment. And I like to believe it was not. But I think I was wrong. I wish it had the monster parties and random mobs that appeared in the place of some one-block mobs. That could be fun. I'm thinking right now, like, the reason I'm doing all this dirt is because I want mobs. I think I want cows, so I can get leather, for example. But I also like the idea of getting, like, music discs. So I should set up, like, a big open area where mobs can spawn. I love cobble floors, though. You know what? Scoopsy Cat loves them. We're going... I mean, it works in this house, right? It works in this house. I think I would rather, like, a chiseled floor. If I'm being picky about my floor, and I am allowed to be. Yeah, I think I'm going to go chiseled. I think I'm going to chisel out a floor here. Yeah, I think that's the move. Chiseling a floor. What was your favorite Challenge World series? I liked Sky Glue the most. I really, as a YouTuber, you're really not meant to say this bit out loud, but I liked Super Flat because it was the one that everyone else liked. You know, I'm meant to be an artiste who snubs my nose at the concept that success even matters to me. Yeah, I think I think I liked the interest and the puzzle solving of that one. Whereas it felt like there was less of that in... Also, it looks like it's like a console edition pack going on here. Wonder if that is how this is. Anyway, this is my house so far, chat. It now needs some glass, which I probably can make, actually. Did I get any sand? Oh, I got very little sand. So I'll just use 2 sand. No, actually, we'll go for 4. I'll treat myself. I'll go crazy on this one. Need a second furnace, probably, at this rate. In fact, where should that second furnace go? Probably inside my house, right? So for now, I'll just put the furnace, like, above my door. It works. And then I'll put in a coal in there. Perfect. And then the rest can go in here. Okay, we're on the up and up again. How dare you like success? No, there's a little bit of like... I kind of get the idea. I saw... Okay, so... I saw... The inspiration for why I've been thinking about this recently is... I saw some... There's a group in the UK called Patriotic Millionaires. And they all came out in favor of a wealth tax on millionaires. And what's funny is the person the media references the most famous person in the batch, is famous for suing the tax authorities so he could pay less tax. He was clearly, you know, it was very questionably, I should say, on the wrong side of something. And he sued saying, you charged me 2 million in tax, I think I should pay 1.2. You know, something along those lines. And he won. And so he took 800,000 back from the government in taxes that he paid.
I'll have to use a butterfly or a crow to spy next time. These are lies to distract you.
Ah.
Happy middle of the year, Toy Cat.
Thanks for distracting. And also, I do think the fly as a spy tool is a great one. And also, happy middle of the year. We don't say that enough. Like, I think the reason we invented Happy New Year is to get people through. Like, if you think about it, I really, in the modern world, you just don't really need to care what season it is. Like, that much. Like, my crops aren't going to... I'm not going to have less food in the store if it's July or January. But for most of... For a long time, it was depressing most of the year. And so, like, Christmas and New Year's are both, like, events to be like, look, it's not so bad. Please don't kill yourself. We'll have a big party. Which sounds really dark. Because it is really dark. Just like most Januaries. In the world that I am from, at least. Okay, so I'm gonna move my water that currently goes down here to being water that is up here. And now this means that oh no, it's flowing onto my sugarcane. Okay, so thankfully the server is really badly put together, such that that is not causing any problems whatsoever. Thank God for that. Oh, that was weird. Not what I was expecting there. So we'll just put our block over here. And there we go. The water has stopped flowing in weird places. And now when we remove those blocks, it can continue to not flow in those places. Except over here where for some reason it thinks it's fine. No, please, please. Ah! I think the fly got on me. Okay, so... Whew. Life's good on the Toy Cat Island. Let me tell you about it. But I do need to care. This is the time of year I'm liable to turn into a puddle. Yeah, I never really liked summer for that reason. I always thought, like, man, I suffer so much more in summer than I do in winter. Because you know, it's so easy to adjust to mildly cold, but it's really hard to adjust to even mildly hot. Like, once you get past the human's default comfortable body temperature. Like, cooling is... I've got AC on me right now, by the way. Do you want to... Do you want... This is... I can feel the modern solution to that. But for most of my life, that didn't exist. It wasn't a valid solution. I think if you've been driving, you probably had it for 20 years, to be fair. But, you know, for me, at least. Okay, so I think we need to make a stone cutter. And it's going to go in my house, I guess. Yeah, look at this, chat. I'm living life large now. Okay, so we're going to make a stone cutter, and then we're going to cut this into chiseled stone bricks. Because I genuinely don't... I think you make slabs or something like that, and I just don't want to get it wrong. So also, I didn't need to make... If I used a stone cutter, I wouldn't need to smelt my fuel. Whatever, it's fine. So I'm going to put my stone cutter in over... If this is the corner, which it logically is... No, that's the corner over there. So we'll put a stone cutter down here. Yeah, that's a great place for a stone cutter. And then we're going to cut up my 22 cobblestone into chiseled stone bricks. And now that gives me some floor. How much floor? Not as much as you might think. I guess I could like have different areas of my house based on the floor type. So this could be my living quarter. Or my getting stuff done quarter. And then if I use another 8 blocks here. And then I could have like a kitchen. I could have like a living area over here where I put my bed down and stuff. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll have a living area. Everyone loves living space. So we'll just have a bunch of it. So slab, 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 slab. And then we'll just use... No, actually, I'll make more slabs. I don't have an infinite amount of wood. I should preserve what I do have. And now, chat, we've got a dual-floored house that also functions as, like, different zones for different stuff. I think I might want an extension later. I'll keep that option open. But in general, I think we got a nice vibe here. Also, somehow this tree did grow. It was meant to be a garden tree, not a growing tree. But it's grown into, like, a giant one that's going to mess up the whole house, too. Because, boy, life is glorious sometimes. Okay, then we're going to take our bed and put it in the living part of my house. Right over here. Well, this is obviously going to have to be a door over to this now. So we break that down and I've got a door in and out, which is lovely. But it means that my workspace feels like it's in the wrong spot. Unless I put my bed, like, here. Yeah, it's not wrong, but you can't have your bed just in a hallway. Which is annoying, you know. I'd love to live in a hallway. I feel like that might be my favorite, but I'd love to see another attempt at the ultra flat hardcore. I think my style of stream doesn't lend itself well to ultra hardcore. Oh, the fly's on my ring light now. That's fun. This is like the worst stream content. Let's talk about something none of you can see, and you would vaguely not enjoy seeing it even if you could. Okay, so there's gonna be glass here and here. Yeah, this is where the glass is gonna be. And then we'll just put like a single slab on the top, and it'll be like an air vent above that. Yeah, this house is coming together, chat. Let me tell you about it. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to continue the cobblestone theme on the outside and the wood theme on the inside, but that does mean that we've probably screwed ourselves out of actually having a functional, you know, like wall. But this'll do for now. I can this functions. It's okay, technically. And so now I just need to think about the upstairs. So I'll obviously build a staircase on the functional side of the room. So staircase goes here, onto block goes here. Now there is a roof to be designed. If you want, you put your bed wherever you want. Oh, I could put my bed anywhere. Mirror Pentacle, you're blowing my mind right now. Can I put my bed on a train? I would love to sleep on a train. Honestly though, for real though, right? The first time you sleep on a flight and you just wake up in your destination is the moment you realize this is the future. I can do one bodily function while also doing another bodily function. You know, it's like when you first. Oh, the fly's gone under my ring light now. It's in the light. Oh, that's sad. I'm gonna have to. I really was hoping he would just die in a corner and a spider would eat him, but that's not gonna happen if he dies in my ring light. He's definitely like given up on life. So there's gonna be a anyway. Doing two like when you first learn that you can doom scroll and use the bathroom. That's why men spend like 40 minutes in the bathroom. It doesn't take them that long to poop. It's just like time where you're alone, time where you get to truly work it out. Outcome: train go boom. Train go boom because it's so darn good. Also, the treasure pond is starting in 5 minutes. Yeah, I think if you want to play one block, and in exchange for having a cheaper or freer or easier map, whichever one is preferable, you're willing to deal with microtransactions. But then, as a side effect of that, you also get the nice upside of. So you have microtransactions, which is bad. But the upside, oh man, I'm just really annoyed at this bug chat. I'm gonna stop talking about it though. No one cares. But the also, is this waterlogged sugarcane? No, there's just no sugarcane here. So what happens if I try to put sugarcane here? That's what I want to know. Yeah, the interesting question is about whether this is worthwhile. Is all of that worth being constantly asked for money? And like if you live in a major city, you probably get asked for money all the time by strangers. What makes this so different? I made this point in a recent, I think it was one of my video essays, that Bedrock is a little bit like a
birthday. Toy cat is yes. I see more than one block.
Thank you. Also, wow, David. I didn't even register to just now. That is a massive birthday tip. That's like 100 rounds of peas at Weatherspoons. Everyone's getting peas when I'm there next. And /or. That's 30 slices of pizza and /or and flight. I can take and flight to anywhere, chat. I am truly blessed to have such kind people and generous people here in the stream. Thank you for making the streams great, chat. I appreciate it. You should try to add a prismarine and a resin block palette to my house right now. I'm not sure that's a good idea. That's for sure, Nicholas Badeau. Hey, it's Toycat. It's fun. I didn't know it was streaming till he's starting to think about the stream being over. Hey, yeah. This has been a slightly longer one than usual, so I will say it's engaged me in that way. After 20 minutes, I was like, what have I started? Why did I make a stream on this? What am I doing with my life? I'm feeling a lot more positive about it now, which is good, which is very good, I would say. So I'm gonna put my stone away. Yeah, I definitely ballsed up by not getting cobblestone. So my roof, I think we're gonna make it out of stairs. We're gonna stairs our roof round. And I am going to make the bold decision to just have the stairs. No, I think I have to make the stairs go like this. I think that's what we have to do. I think we are morally obliged. And then we'll have it do like a sideways stair thing to do like a little... one of these fancy things. Yeah, look at that. That's fancy. And then we'll do another sideways stair, but over here. And we'll have like it go like into an awning like that. Yeah, it's gonna be a good life with our roof here. Not as massive as your sugarcane farm. Yes, exactly, David. Also, money usually makes you feel better. Man, yeah, I'm amazed. I'm amazed that for some people that's not true. It's I do start to appreciate. So I spoke a little bit today, David, just for if you've just gotten here. About the concept of sometimes prices are just sticky because whoever's running the business or doing the thing is just what is a reasonable price? They're good for money, so they're charging based on vibes rather than competition or anything like that. And I do think that if we had more people like that, maybe the world, maybe that's a good thing. If we're losing those people, I'm starting to appreciate that that is a bad thing. But then that makes me realize, but does that mean that it's bad to care about money? Or I'm having to re-question my entire worldview for a second. Okay, so now we're going to build this going around the outside. Chat, look at this. I built a real person house. Look, a real human being could conceivably live here. I do think we need to extend my garden a little bit. And probably patch this up. Remove that torch, put that there. Yeah, I think I'm going to make more dirt out front here. But chat, I think I made a real person house for once. I never make real person houses. Never, ever, ever. But yet, here we have one nonetheless. So we're going to... Oh! It's 10 p.m, so my light has just turned off. Oh, that means the fly is going to be loose and I can't even see where he's going to be. Hey, Google, turn on Grandma's life support. It's a Google Home device. Don't give me a lecture about how you can't do it. You can do it. Please turn on my Google Home device called Grandma's life support. Thank you. Is it going to work? Yeah!
Turning Grandma's life support on.
Okay. See, getting voice-controlled lights. Really good idea. Getting voice-controlled lights and deciding to name it Grandma's life support to be funny. Not a great idea. My grandma is about to be 3/4 of a century old, by the way. Which is exciting. Also, oh, everyone's at the treasure pool. Chat, I want to be at the treasure pool. Okay, walk pond. Chat, we're going to the pond. Chat, I'm not going to the pond for some reason. Oh, the teleport is unavailable right now. Oh, everyone's already gone to the pool, so I can't go. I want a sheep spawner, brackets, 3 days. So yeah, they've had to make their most valuable items time limited, because otherwise you would get bored, presumably. Again, the decisions that you have to make when you're designing forever, as opposed to for fun right now, is really interesting. At least you're turning it on, not off. Yeah, exactly. I think that Google should understand that actually that's a good thing. Google should clearly understand, like, well, it's not great. It's not a great thing that you're doing there, but turning it on. Also, yeah, I think that money making you feel better, though, is actually a useful part of society. Because otherwise, what is money to anyone? Which then, you know, there is a funny... At some point in the future, we will move beyond our current measurement value units, right? In the same way America used to have the Spanish dollar, now it's the American dollar. I guess you could argue before the Spanish dollar, it was the British pound. You know, like, they're all currency, though. But at some point, people would have been like, ooga booga, me give you can, you give me a hug. You know, something like that. Anyway, yeah, chat. This server, maybe it's just because it's freshly launched. Maybe it will later be one of the best servers out there. It's the least bad one I've played so far, but I still would not recommend it. Except if you are aware of this idea that, like, yes, it's like living in a city. It's going to be a big ask for handouts here and there. It's sad. I was going to finish my house, but then there was a big event, and that big event broke the server. US going back to good old pounds, if I have anything to say about it. Charles the Great system. Oh, you've given him a... Oh, what's the name of that? The epithet already? Is it epithet? The tagline? The line too? I honestly, you are a fan of Charles from everything I've seen, and honestly, I hate to say it, I think he's winning me over. Like, you spend so much of your life being like, isn't it a bit silly that there's a monarchy, and because his ancestors' took over the country at some point, now they get to be in charge, and then you realize all the other systems, and you're like, oh man, humans just aren't good at running this stuff, huh? Humans just don't know how to deal with other humans. I see the UK is going to join the Powerball Consortium. If you win 100 million, how annoyed will you be that you pay currency exchange fees out of that? I bet, like, currency exchange costs are really low these days. Like, we're talking, like, 0.05%, I would guess. Maybe at that scale it gets higher again, because, like, I guess I would just have it paid into an American bank account. Yeah, I wouldn't want it in my British bank. I don't know if I'd want it in America. I bet I'd pay taxes if it's in an American bank account. Yeah, I would probably keep it. Maybe, like, put it into, like, Revolut or TransferWise or something. Hot take, money bad. Oh yeah, see, we should go back to the seashell system. Totally agree. Also, yeah, there's this fly is the bane of my existence, chat. He's just crawling around under my light, making me feel like I can't go under there ever again now. But yeah, at least there aren't old kings to worry about, like old prime ministers. Yeah, that's the best bit about it. Spread on 100 million GBP USD is probably like 0.0001 if you do it at a commercial bank. So, but could I do it at a commercial bank, David? Do you reckon, like, how does a consumer get $100 million over to pounds? Also, for what it's worth, no one in the UK is going to be doing the Powerball, like very few people, outside of when the jackpots get big, because it's $2 a ticket in America. $2 would be £1.40, but they're charging £4. Because in the UK, you pay the taxes on the front end. So if an American wins $1 billion, they get offered 500 millions in annuities, and then they pay about half of that in tax. Ah! I touched the fly. Oh, I hate you. Get out of my life. You meant to spend your whole life avoiding that. How are you so stupid? He's sitting on the sea of the Minecraft logo right now, chat. There's a fly on my sea, and I'm just gonna... I don't know why flies are so gross to me. This is one of those green ones too, the ones that would be flying around poop. You know he's had a poop breakfast and he's here flying around my office now. But yeah, you pay taxes on the front end in the UK. So if it was $1 billion jackpot in America, you'd get a $500 million annuity. By the time your thing's paid out, it's like 250 million or something. Or rather, it's $1 billion in annuity or 500 million in cash, which means you get 250 million because the tax rates go up to close to 50%. I think the general rule for thumb for every Western country is something like 50 billion. 50% is like where your tax rates will roughly be on those large numbers. So yeah, in the UK you would actually get the 500 million. Except I'm not sure you can take the lump sum in the UK. I need to look that up. If you told the oldest relative of the current monarchy that they'd still have power today, they'd be probably amazed. The older relative of the current monarchy. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Honestly, if you tell, like, Queen Victoria, maybe go back a couple queens before him. If you tell, like, Canute the Great or whatever, that one day this kingdom would rule the world, or even that it would be like a foremost power in 2026 or whatever, you'd be amazed. Canada doesn't pay any tax on lotteries, but the lottery itself is the tax. That's a fun way of putting it. Report the fly for stream sniping. So yeah, chat. Server has some real issues. And some monetization problems, and obviously we need to buy Minecraft Dungeons too. Look how excited it is for me to do that. Server has some issues. Those issues are not unplayable. I don't think I'll be playing it again, though. I think this was a one-and-done server to me. And thankfully, it's made the decision that I can't play it again. I hope you all enjoyed my 2 hours of One Block Online. And maybe you'll see me for another one if tomorrow I get the shakes going. I just want one more game. Maybe you'll see that, but maybe you won't. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you'll enjoy it, and I'll see you for a video. I'm actually not sure what the video is going to be. There's going to be a video tonight, though. It's going to be out quite late, it looks like. So go and watch that video if you'd like to. But you don't have to. It's up to you, I guess. Yeah. Let me go check my channel. I don't know what video I'm uploading today. I don't know if we've worked that one out yet. Okay, so is there a video that's on my channel? No, not yet. Okay, so yeah, I think that you will see a video soon. Or you might not. Honestly, live a little. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'll have to go back and watch it from the start. I'll watch you from the start. Look, it's redstone. Look, it's the world. That's all I've got. Okay, I'm gonna go get rid of this fly now. He's making me crazy. See you. Do 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 do. Wait, do you want to see something cool? Yeah. It's kind of cool, huh? We living in the future. Okay, I'll see you for a video. Maybe. And I'll see you next week for another live stream. I like this one a lot. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Thank you for all the tips today. I love tips. You can use them to buy